talk about where this whole GMO thing got started. The Hawaiian papaya a couple years back. I think it was in the 90s. I forget, my notes aren't with me. I'm just talking about what I learned. So there was a huge plague going through Hawaiian papayas that was wiping out entire harvests and just screwing over papaya farmers. And they didn't know what to do about it. It was spreading so fast, and they were worried that we're gonna just lose the entire country's papayas, which is a massive, massive export thing from Hawaii. That would have been just devastating for people. I like papaya. I want to keep eating my papaya. But anyway, what they did was they took this, I believe it was, the genes from whatever this bacteria was, inserted into the papaya, and all of a sudden the papaya is like, hey, we're not going to get killed off by this stuff anymore. But in all the research, it's not the papayas that I found that springs up as the big controversy. It's the cotton, it's the corn, it's the soybeans, and the rice, things like that. And all of those definitely are not the only GMO things out there. Pretty much the fruits and vegetables you're eating, from what I read, the majority, if you go to the grocery store and buy it, it's probably a GMO. There's research for and against all over the place, and none of it is terribly great research, to be honest. There's agendas and there's biases in every single research I found. I could not find one that was just like, we want to be neutral in our research and actually find. It's always, we hate it, so we're doing research and we find conclusions that we hate it, or we love it and we find research that supports it. It's seriously so hard to find a neutral position when it comes to researching on GMOs. It's just confirmation bias is all over the place. And we can't talk about GMOs without talking about the big supervillain out there. That company, Monsanto. Now, I never even heard of these guys until I started researching. It was like the name was completely new to me. It wasn't even like, oh, I've heard the name before, I just don't know what it is. It was like, no, this is new. They basically own the genetics for the fruits and vegetables. Not just like that piece of corn that they grew, they own the genes. That doesn't sit right with me. That's like, you're owning something before it even exists because you did the process. So generations later, your children's corn or whatever it is they're gonna eat is going to be owned by them. They already own it. It doesn't even exist yet. I don't like that. One thing Monsanto does that I find is totally and completely dirty is the suing the pants off of farmers all over the place. In India alone, I was reading about how over 200 farmers have committed suicide after Monsanto has come in, sued the crap, taken everything that they have. They didn't even realize they were using their product, that what they were growing was a GMO that was created by Monsanto. But they find out and they come in, they sue them, take everything away. These guys have nothing. Boom, kill themselves. These guys are actually voted in 2011, I believe it was, the most evil corporation in the world by a massive amount. Now, it's a bit of a biased survey. One of the claims of GMOs as a good thing is that it produces greater yield. But you're going to get more out of your crops because they're resistant to bugs. You don't need pesticide. But for every study that shows greater yield and that shows you don't need pesticide, there are other studies that show that there is not greater yield and sometimes less yield even. So it's all over the place, that research. I could not find any good research supporting the greater yield thing. So I don't know if that is actually a thing. And pesticide use, well, I'll go back to Monsanto. They produce a pesticide. I was reading how they actually have created the genetics in here where you have to use their specific brand of pesticide on their plants. No other pesticides are going to work. Only Monsanto made pesticide. That is a dirty trick, Monsanto. Dirty, dirty trick. Now, the one thing that is pretty serious is possible health risks. This would take long-term studies. I don't think that you can know that from one study. Absolutely, one study supporting that would not convince me. I think the potential absolutely is there, especially since they're being rushed out into the market. The FDA doesn't do a whole lot of inspection. They're just like, oh, Monsanto, we love you. So I'm pretty sure that's how it is. There's kind of a like a relationship there. It's a little bit romantic, I think, between the FDA and Monsanto. You know what I'm saying? And another big problem is labeling. This is actually a big issue. I don't like the fact that these aren't labeled. You go into a grocery store, it's very hard to know if it's GMO or non-GMO. But at least put some labels out there. Let people be informed. If people want to eat that, sure. If they don't want to eat it, let them not eat it. But let them know if there's anything objective here. Monsanto is a supervillain. They're like Roxxon Corporation from Marvel Comics. Going with Roxxon. Maybe Oscorp. No. Roxxon. LexCorp, DC. We'll do that one too. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to try and edit this and keep it under 8 minutes. What did I make it? We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're interested in this, please subscribe, like, do all that stuff. That would be awesome. I would love you for that.